All right, everyone. I'm super excited to have our guest today. He is recently an IFBB pro. I've been following him throughout his journey on Instagram, and he's been killing it. He is my, was it, half Asian brother almost, and he's soon to be on the Olympia stage. And so, everybody, just welcome Jared Goodrich. How you doing, man?
Hey, I'm great. How are you guys doing today?
Pretty good, man.
We're awesome. We're excited. I know Joe said that you're his half Asian brother. Are you half Asian?
Yeah, I'm actually I'm half Chinese and half white, and my mom's from Singapore, but she's Chinese, so that's just what I tell everybody. But I got a lot of family back in the homeland, so
See,
it's good.
I mean, you just throw stuff out there. You never know. Like, I'm half black.
Yeah.
All right, cool. We're gonna just jump right in. Where did you get started in your journey? Like, were you a chubby kid, a skinny kid? Like, where did you start out?
Well, I always thought I was athletic. I grew up playing sports. I played a lot of hockey, which is kind of weird for a guy from San Diego. But I was always into fitness, and I always worked out. And then I just never really took the dieting too seriously. And Jake Alvarez, my training partner, he's an IFBB pro. I got started with him one day. We went to a pool party, and I trained really hard for it. I got all ready for it, got all excited, and we show up, and I was like, my God, he looks a lot better than me. And I asked him. We were good friends already. We had known each other for 10 years already, and I said, hey, let me come train with you. And he thought I would last maybe a week or so, but I showed him I was serious about it, and then I got into competing through watching him, and I used to attend his shows, and I just finally said, hey, I want to give this a shot. So a few years later, here we are. So it's been quite a journey.
So how long was it when you started your journey?
I started lifting with him. I actually know the date, June 24th, 2013. And then I just went right into like a bulk, about 10 months, 9 to 10 months, and he was coaching me at that time. And, he was giving me macro plans, and I was just eating everything in sight and put on a good amount of weight. And then, before I competed, I told him, I was like, look, you're a competitor. I don't want to stop you or get in your way while you're competing. So I said, I want to get a coach. And that's kind of where we started from there, and he came with me, and we got a coach together, and the rest is history.
That's crazy. You went like 2 years from just starting to the Olympia stage. So congrats to you. That's
thank you.
Quite the accomplishment. Nice.
Yeah, it's a crazy sport. It's one of the only sports where you can go from, obscurity to the Super Bowl in a relatively short amount of time. So, I'm very blessed to have been able to do it. I just think I surrounded myself with the right people. So there's a little luck in there too. There's a little bit of skill, and I'm glad I was able to put it all together so quickly.
Totally. Joe talks a lot about this effort moment that he had as a kid. I don't know if you want to talk about it.
Yeah. So like for me, I was always like the skinny, scrawny, basically the skinny, scrawny kid in the neighborhood. I was 6'2", 150 pounds. I was super shy and all this stuff. And so my senior year came around. I was like, man, I'm tired of being that kid. I'm tired of just being that skinny, scrawny kid that never said anything. So I was just going into situations saying, F it, right? F it. I'm going to get bigger, stronger. I'm going to talk to every single girl, every person, and go for stuff. And I'm just trying to figure out, like, what's your F it moment that, everything just started clicking for you?
No, that's a good question. And I think, in many ways, it kind of was that we had a guide trip, and we went to a pool party with Jake. And I think that kind of was it, because I'd always wanted to get a certain body, that I've always wanted. And I was getting kind of older, and I was, I'm 30 now. And this was at the time I was like 27. And I realized, man, I've got my whole 20s, and I never really, I always said I would do it later. I would do it later. I would get in the type of shape I always wanted to get in. I'd do it later. And then as I was kind of closing out my 20s, I was like, man, I never really did it. And then seeing Jake kind of do it, it was like, well, this is a good opportunity. He knows what he's doing. And that's why, I told him I was serious, and he's like, oh, you'll probably last a week. But I was able to last and go through it. And I think that was definitely my moment where I was just like, okay, man, this might be it. You know, I found a good girl. We're gonna get married. You know, maybe have some kids. So I was like, there's not a lot of time left for me to do this. So I got real serious about it before it's too late.
That's cool that you're able to do that, and that your lady motivated you too. I'm all about that. So for you, is competing your full-time job, or do you work also, or have your own business?
No, I'm actually at work now, just taking a small break. But I work for a tax consulting company. It's a it's a 9 to 5 job, and it's not bad. I got a good view here. If you guys can see the downtown San Diego.
No.
But no, it's a normal job. Competing's my hobby, it's my passion, and this job is a great job. They're really flexible with hours, and they're really supportive of what I do. So I can't complain, and it's a good deal. And like I said before, I'm very blessed to be able to do this, and I got good people at work and in my training life, so it's good all around.
So like working a regular job, what's your schedule like, during competition season?
Well, I would say just a quick day is I work Monday through Friday, but a regular days I'll get up at like 5 or 5:30, go do cardio, come to work. I'll come early, and then I'll get off around like 4 o'clock, and then I usually go home and then train with Jake in the evenings. But some days, after I get off work, I drive up to see my coach, and he's about 3 hours away. So those are the long days, but it works. If you want something bad enough, you'll do whatever it takes. So, if I gotta stay up till 1 a.m. just to get it all done, I'll get it done.
All right, that's a great tip for all our listeners. Stay committed. If you have a goal, you gotta commit.
Yes, that's true.
So, I just saw you got married this past year, right?
Yeah. I got married in March, and then I was able to talk my way back into competing before Olympia, and the original goal was to wait until after Olympia, but I told her, I was like, I got the itch. I was like, let me try to make it this year, and she's a good woman. She let me do it, and luckily I got in. So it's probably been the best year of my life, honestly. Getting married and going to my first Olympia, I couldn't ask for a better year.
So like I know a lot of guys who compete have a difficult time like with their wives or their girlfriends and stuff. Is she like a super big supporter throughout your whole journey, or is she kicking your butt a little bit, or what?
That's a good question. I'll be super honest with you guys. Especially you guys are married, but we had some real difficult moments, especially in the beginning. We were kind of figuring out the balance between prep and getting married, and we didn't live together when I originally started. So it was really hard. I almost never saw her, and she's like, all you do is prep. And I was like, yeah, it makes it real hard. But after we got married, we moved in together. So it actually made it a lot easier, because now, when I'm not training, I'm home and I'm with her. So it made it real good. And, we've worked very, very, very hard on making it work for both of us. So it's, just to let everyone know, it was very difficult. Don't expect it to be easy. But if you find the right woman, you can make it work.
Oh, that's beautiful. I know we were talking to Gerard, and he was just saying, he's in a new relationship too. So it's just maybe he can take some tips from you guys.
Yeah, I hope I can help him. I'm going to see him tonight. So any help I can give him, I'm always there for him. He got me started. So I'm so supportive of him and his girl. So I'm really happy, and I hope that they do well.
Aw, look at all the love here.
All right.
We know you're at work, so we're going to head right into the lightning round. It's just some quick questions, whatever pops off in your head. I'll start things off. What is the number one piece of advice you've ever received?
I would say the best piece of advice I've ever received, and I give it a lot too now, is get a coach. I see a lot of guys coach themselves. They ask 10 different guys for advice. They get 10 different answers. Mm-hmm. They tried 10 different approaches, and they end up not doing well. But, get a coach, and preferably one who doesn't compete, in my opinion, because when I'm competing, I can't think straight. So I don't want to give people advice. So I that's just my opinion.
So you're big on coach. Who's your coach right now that's coaching you?
I coach with Ryan Benson at Team Zero Gravity, and my opinion, he's the best, but I might be a little biased. So
Well, he has a whole bunch of guys going to Olympia or getting ready for Olympia, so he's pretty legit. Okay. Seems like.
Yeah, yeah, he's a good guy.
All right, so how many competitions have you competed in before? Well, how many competitions have you competed in?
I think it's 11. I think it's 11, around there.
That's legit. Olympia in 11 competitions. That's nice.
Yeah, I see a lot of guys kind of rush to the pro stage. Try to get there as fast as they can. But in my opinion, I enjoyed the NPC. You get to do more shows, get more exposure, travel around, and competition is good. And sometimes when they get rushed to the pro stage, it gets really hard, really fast. So people tend to not have as much fun when they're not winning, and it's really hard to win in the pro level. So I always tell people, hey, take your time, enjoy the NPC. That's what it's there for.
Mm-hmm.
Seriously, you have like so much good advice. Like you received good advice, and now you're just sharing all this advice.
Yeah, well, I hope I can help. So that's good.
No, totally. As far as like your prep and even off season, like what's your number one supplement that you absolutely have to have every day?
I think I'm losing.
Oh,
are you there?
I think we lost you.
Oh, hello.
Oh, there we go.
There we go. Sorry, I missed that last question.
So the question was, like when you're on prep and even off season, like what's the number one supplement you need to have every day?
It's probably a tie between I like Cell Chem, which is like creatine, and I like protein powder. I don't actually take a lot of protein powder when I'm actually prepping. So in off season, I like to take a lot of it because it's so good.
Just shove it in your mouth.
Yeah, I just mix it in my shakes, everything. I'm like, oh, it's so good. It's so good.
Nice.
Cool. Yeah. All right. So how about this one? What's your must-do exercise that you have to do every single week?
Again, tie between chest and shoulders. So I'm kind of known for my shoulders, so I make sure I do dumbbell presses on the shoulders, and then chest because I would say I do dumbbell presses for chest as well because I need that thing to grow. So that's my answer.
I was talking to Elsie about, your shoulders, and I was like, man, how does he get those freaking shoulders, So
bro crush.
Yes, shoulder bro crush. That's all. And I just want a tip for myself. So break down like a real solid shoulder workout that you do. Oh, cut out again. Oh, there you go.
Hey, sorry, my Wi-Fi is kind of spotty here.
Oh, no, it's all good. So can you break down like a real good shoulder workout that you do besides the shoulder press maybe? Or
there's two things I always do in my shoulder workouts is I always start with heavy presses, and I always do at some point after that I will do heavy side raises. But I have a bunch of variations of shoulder workouts. It's kind of all over, but those are definitely the two that I never miss in any of my shoulder workouts.
Nice. Thank you.
Get on it, bro.
I know. I got to get on it. Shoot.
Okay. I know like when we were competing, sometimes like prep was just simply focused on the cheat meal after the show. So for you, like what is your go-to dream cheat meal?
What's funny is I can't even answer this question because I'm very, very superstitious. And the very first show I ever did, I made like a list of the 20 different places to go eat. And then after my first show, I got crushed. And I looked at my list and I was like, I was so focused on eating, I didn't even try. And so I threw the list away. I didn't eat at any spot. So now whenever, I get that question a lot, and I just like, I don't make a list. I don't think about it. I just figure when you win, everything tastes good. So it doesn't matter what you eat, everything is the taste of victory. So I don't make lists. I don't know anything, I'll go eat whatever is available.
And that's
sorry, I couldn't give a better answer.
That's why you're a champion. Nice.
Yeah, superstitious. Maybe that's the best word for it. So
let's say no show post meal, but just like a cheat day, any day.
I like Oreos and Oreos, and I like if you guys have ever been to San Diego, there's a spot called Phil's Barbecue. That's like the best barbecue that I've had. And you know, can't go wrong with In-N-Out. You know, In-N-Out's quick, it's cheap, and it's always good. So
that's my go-to right there. In-N-Out.
yeah,
Yeah. Every day. Cool.
Can't
All right. So, fitness. So you've been in it for what, 3 years, right? In the fitness industry, 3 or 4 years?
I've been in it 3 years. Only 2 years competing, but 3 years in total because the whole first year was just bulking and trying to get some size on to actually be competitive.
So how long could you see yourself doing this?
That's a good question. I don't know. You know, I don't think a whole lot longer. You know, me and my wife, we're looking at buying a house. We're looking at having some kids. So I'm trying to, you know, maybe 2 years, maybe another year. I guess it kind of depends. You know, I don't know if I'll still be doing this with kids, if I'll have the time or the energy. So, you know, this might be a short run. So if it is, it's been a good one. And, you know, I'm glad to be able to do stuff like this and share my experience.
Wow. So if you win, it's just like the ultimate year of your life. So you win Olympia and then you have kids and then it's just, you're good.
Winning will be extremely difficult, but yeah, that would cap off. You know, I couldn't do it any better, so that would just go out on top, maybe. So, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. Are you guys gonna go to Olympia by chance?
We were thinking about it. I mean,
you guys should.
My birthday weekend.
Hey, what better place to celebrate, right?
Yeah.
I know, but he doesn't want to be like at a pool party and see you and be like, damn it, I have to do more work.
No, the other half Asian guys here at the pool party, Jared.
No, we'd have fun together. It's all love.
So if people are interested in following you, contacting you, watching your journey, how can they find you?
You know, I don't have a Snapchat. I don't really use Facebook for much, but you know, just Instagram at JaredG90. I do actively check my DMs, so if people want to get in touch with me that way, that's probably the easiest way.
And then this is just like a random question, just as a wife. So, since your wife, I'm guessing, isn't a competitor, right?
Well, you know, she actually did do some shows back in 2014, but now her work, she works exclusively on weekends, so it's real tough for her to actually make a show. But yeah, she did it back in 2014. She kind of understands a little bit of it, but you know, I'm not exactly sure what your question is, so I'll just say.
Yeah, I was wondering, how do you guys balance? Like, do you guys go out to eat and you bring meal prep? Do you go places that you both can eat? Like, how do you balance it since you're in a strong prep period and she's not competing?
Man, that is a great question. You know, we tend to eat at home a lot. You know, she's a strong woman. You know, I don't get to take her on many date nights, so I tend to stay at home. I don't like to go out too often because I don't like being out of my comfort zone when I'm on prep. So we eat at home. We'll go to Sprouts, get her like a steak or something, and usually just cook. But luckily, when she needs to go eat those meals, she'll go with like her sister or friends, and they'll go out. And she's got a lot of friends that will kind of take my place as far as those date nights go. But you know, she gets it. So you know, and she knows it's temporary. It's only as long as I compete. And I always feel bad about it. I take her on plenty of date nights after the show. So
that's good. Make up for it. That's smart.
Dang. Yeah. So if you want to compete, you got to find the right woman. You can't go out to eat, and you just push her to the sisters, the friends, and then you stay to yourself.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta be real lucky that you have a woman who understands, and vice versa. You know, if she was doing it, she did a few preps, and we didn't go out a whole lot either. So I think she kind of gets it, but it's real tough if they've never competed before, and you got to explain it to them because it's easier, you know, if they have some experience in it. And you know, I feel bad. This is a very selfish sport. So you have to keep that in mind when you have a spouse or anything like that, or any real significant relationship.
Well, I can already tell that she's very lucky to have you because you've just spoken so kindly of her and just so many nice things. Like, probably one of the first interviews where, you know, the guy was just like, oh, and she's great, and she's strong, and she's this and that. So I know you're going to get some extra bonus points after she hears this interview for sure.
Yeah, I hope so. I'll make sure she hears it.
But we really had a great time talking with you. Hopefully you had a good time with us too. But gosh, it's just, I feel like I know you so well already, and it hasn't even been that long of an interview. So thank you for sharing with us.
Yeah, no problem. You guys are easy to talk to, and I really enjoyed being on your show. So let me know when the podcast comes out, and I'll share it around.
Yeah, definitely, man. And we'll probably, we'll make it out to Olympia. How about that?
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Yeah, hell yeah.
We'll scream for you.
All right, thanks, guys. I appreciate everything.
All right, man.
Have a great day at work.
Okay, take care.
All right,
Bye.